Hello guys, welcome back to tutorial. So in today's tutorial we are going to continue the sewing of this school bag. We have done the part 1, which is the cutting tutorial, and we have done the part 2, which is the beginning of the sewing tutorial. Now we are going to do the part 3, which is the conclusion of the tutorial. But before I start, please, I want to appeal to you, help me to be sharing my videos. Share my video, it will not cost you anything. Just touch the share button and share it to your social media handle. You can even share it in your stories or in your WhatsApp status. Anywhere, you feel free to share it. Like my video, subscribe and comment. So without taking your time, let's get started. Okay, I'm done piping it round. So after piping it round, the next thing you will do is you will take it to your leather, place it on your leather and use it to trace the back. When you are tracing the back, make sure you open up this place to be flat like this. Even this side also, make sure that it's flat. You see the way I put it, make sure it's flat this way when you are tracing it on your leather. So I've done mine. I've cut out my back leather. I've also cut out lining for it. So what I'm going to do now is to sew my handle. Just sew any handle of your choice. You decide the type of handle you have. So I'm going to sew my handle to my back leather, then we'll continue from there. So I'm done sewing my handle to my back leather. So the next thing I'm going to do, this is the lining for it. I'll put it on the lining as it is now. So I've got my machine and sew it round, but I'm going to pipe it. That means I'm going to start my piping from this center back. This is the midpoint of the down. I'll put my cord here and sew it together with the lining under. I will pipe it round. We start here piping from the center and also end it at this point. I'll start from here this way, this way, this way with my cord, this way till I get back to this point. And at this point, if you want to pad it, you have to put your foam inside as your pipe. That means when you are piping it, you start this way. When you get to somewhere here, you open it up, insert your foam and continue your piping. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pad it. I'll pad it with this foam. This foam is, the size of this foam is smaller than the size of my leather. I keep saying it in all my videos. When you are cutting your foam, make it to be smaller than the size of the leather. Okay, now for the gusset, how to determine your gusset. You will, now that you are done piping it round, you will measure it round. Measure on the piping cord. Measure the piping cord round. Whatever you do, you divide it into 2. Like mine, when I measured this round, I got 50.5 inches. So out of that 50.5 inches, I decided that the down will be 26.5, while the up is 24. That means the down is higher than the up with 2.5 inches. So that's how I divided it. And remember, when you are cutting, I'm not going to cut exactly 26.5 inches. I will add 1 inch for my joining allowance. The up that is 24, I will not cut exactly 24. I'll add 1 inch for my joining allowance to make it 25. So whatever allowance you use to sew, you add it before you cut out your gussets. So I've cut out my gusset. This and this is for the front. Is 6 inches wide, but I divided it into 2. This one is 1.5 and here is 4.5. Together will give you 6 inches. You just put any handle of your choice. There are many handles of school bag. You just choose the one you put. So that is it for this. Then for the down is 6 inches also by 26.5. 6 inches by 26.5. But I added my joining allowance. You know you will need allowance to join it to this upper one, so you have to put it on the 2 sides. You can cut 27 by 27.5. Why this one is 24 inches is what I have for the up. Remember, I got 50.5 inches after when I measured it round. So I divided it into two. The down is 26.5 inches, the up is 24 inches. But this 24 inches, you have to add the adjoining allowance. So I added half inch here to make it 25 inches. The same thing I did on this one. So you can see I've also cut my lining for my gusset. So I'm going to keep it aside. So now we are going to start the sewing of the zip to this leather. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring my lining this is my lining now. I will place my zip cloth on it. This is my zip cloth on it. So I'll bring my leather and put it, the right side of my leather will face the right side of my zip cloth. I will stitch it together with the lining under. After sewing it, I'll flip it over and top stitch on it. Okay guys, this is what I have now after sewing my zip cloth to my leather. So we're going to sew the second leather on this side. So I'm going to bring my lining, I'll place my lining this way. This lining is bigger than the leather. I will trim off the excess when I'm done sewing. So I'll put my leather, then I'll put, this is the leather, I'll put it, the right side of the leather will face the right side of the zip cloth. I will stitch it. After stitching it, I will flip it over and top stitch the way I did on this side. Okay guys, you can see I'm done sewing my zip cloth and I've also fixed the zip head. I'm done sewing the gusset. This is the upper gusset, it's ready now. So now we are going to join into the back gusset. So first thing you will do is you bring your lining, just bring your lining this way. This is the lining we are going to use. You've put the up gusset on top of the lining. Then now bring the down gusset and put it right side of this will be facing the right side of this. You put it together and I will sew it down. After sewing it, I'll move it this way. I will bring the two together here also and bring the lining also together and sew it. After sewing it, I will flip it over and top stitch on it. Okay, after joining the two gussets together, this is what I have now. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to notch the midpoint. Just bring the 2 points where the zip cloth meets with the down gusset, bring it together. I'm trying to cut out the threads. So you bring it together, arrange it and notch it on the both sides. It's good to notch from the right side, as in turn it to the right side to notch, but I can notch from the wrong side. But if you're a beginner, it's good to notch from the right side. Make sure you drag it very well. So now that I'm done notching it, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to bring my bag. So this side that I put this small zip here is the right side. It will be on the right leather. This white one will be at the back. So you put it this way, right side to right side. You know that you will also, this place is my midpoint here, and the down part we've already notched it when we are doing our piping. So put it notch point to notch point. You get the down one also put it notch point as it is like this. Now you take it to your machine and stitch it round. After that, after stitching it round, I will turn it this way, take the back, put it notch point to notch point also, and also sew it round. After sewing it round, I will tape it at once. Okay guys, after sewing my front and back leather to the gusset, this is what I have now. I've also taped it round, like I said earlier that I will tape it at once. I've taped it round. So now is the time for us to open it and see what our bag look like. So this is our bag now. This is the base. This is the side gusset, the handle. So if you have watched to this extent and you have not subscribed to my channel, kindly do me a favor to subscribe to my channel to support me. Thank you for watching. See you in the next tutorial. Please feel free to share my videos. Share my videos in your social media handles so that others can see my channel. That's a way to help me to bring my channel to limelight so that people will know about what I'm doing here. Thank you very much.